This legitimately shocked me. To see that in Jamaica, interest rates on average are double digits was a shocker. Because in Canada, we complain about 4, 5, 6%, and a $500,000 house is basically 58 million in Jamaica. Imagine paying 10% on 58 oh.
Yeah, that's batshit crazy. No. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm your girl Shakira, and today we need to talk about the interest rates in Jamaica and how extremely high they are. You ever look at real estate prices in Jamaica and be like, yeah, these prices are manageable. I can buy a house there. But then they tell you what the interest rate is, and your spirit immediately leaves your body and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to handle this one by yourself. Because why in the land of wood and water is the interest rate 9 to 12%? I thought this was a joke at first. 9 to 12%? Are you buying a house or a spaceship? Is Elon Musk getting a cut out of this? Because I am trying to figure out why the interest rate on properties in Jamaica are so high. Because at this point, it seems as though the banks are competing with the crime rate. So let's say you see a cute house in Kingston, Portmore, Montego Bay, wherever, and you're thinking, okay, let me buy this place, let me get a mortgage. The price of the home there is probably between 30 to 50 million. And then you hear that your interest rate, let's put it on the lower end. Then you hear your interest rate is about 9.75% on a 30 to 50 million dollar home. And I mean 30 to 50 million JMD. Because honestly, based on what I've been seeing online, most of the prices are listed in USD. When did we start using US dollars in Jamaica? Someone please tell me in the comment section if this is normal, because a lot of the things that I'm seeing online, everything is now listed in USD. So JMD don't matter anymore. And you know, the funny thing is, we're here complaining and crying about the interest rates here in Canada and America that are now between 5 to 7%. Crying, bawling that these are too high. So far, my husband and I have purchased 3 properties here in Canada. And the first 2 times we were lucky. We got 2 point something. I believe my first interest rate was around 2.7%. The second was 2.9. So yeah, we got lucky. The third property we purchased, that's when things changed. And we had, for the third property, we got it at I think it was around 5.2%. And I was like, 5.2%? This is too much. This is heavy. We were crying because 5%. And I mean, I'm used to 2%. I'm used to 2 point something. You know what I mean? Glory days. And even then we were like, oh, it's a little bit high. Couldn't it be like 1 point something? You know, that's why you really should just be thankful for what you have. Because how are people in Jamaica paying 9 to 12% on a home? Do you know how much that adds to your mortgage over 30 years? Before y'all jump in the comments, yes, I know it is a smaller economy. It has higher lending risks. Yes, I know that. Inflation control, currency stability, and cost of capital. Yeah, we all know that these things have a part to play. But explain, why do I have to pay double the interest plus 20% down? Have to prove my granny's bloodline and 17 years of bank statements. And they also do background checks like you're applying for CIA clearance. My husband and I did inquire about buying a property in Jamaica the year before last. And I talk about this all the time, the customer service sucks. 2, the list of things that they're asking you to get before you can even see the property is ridiculous. Here's a breakdown of how expensive this actually is.
If you have a car loan, a mortgage, or any other kind of loan, pay attention because your monthly payments are going up. I'm Kalila Reynolds, financial journalist and educator based in Jamaica. And from the time you see me in front of this whiteboard, you know we are about to get into some numbers. So let's break it down. And right now, I'm going to use the example of a mortgage payment. So let's say a couple of years ago, you saw this beautiful 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home in Phoenix Park Village in Portmore selling for $14.5 million. And you go to the bank and the bank gives you an interest rate of 8.75% and tells you that you have 30 years to repay this loan. Sounds about typical, right?
See, 8.75, okay? Even lower than what I was mentioning.
First of all, look at this. So at 8.5% interest rate, look how much interest you're paying over 30 years. $38 million in interest. So you're already paying more than double the price of the house just in interest. And then when you add back the cost of the house now, your total repayment over 30 years for this $14.5 million home, you actually paid $52,562,500.
So for a home that costs $14.5 million, you're paying $52 million when you're done. At this point, it's better to buy land and build your home room by room, because this is highway robbery. I can't believe I was complaining about 5%. There are so many people who are still buying these houses. Like, people are still buying. And I know it's a dream for everyone. You know, you grow up, you go to school, you get a good job, and then you buy a house. And that's a main goal for a lot of people. I don't think people are actually paying attention to the interest rate. Yes, it's spread out over 30 years and you may think it's manageable. If something shifts in your financial situation, that can go bad really quickly. And you can end up foreclosing on your home. And then you're pretty much left in the hole because you're not going to get that money back. The equity in a lot of these homes don't increase as fast as you'd like them to. It's not just about the affordable issues when it comes to real estate in Jamaica. Everyone's complaining about the bills, the utilities that are there. And we all know, everyone knows about JPS. The cost of everything in Jamaica right now is so high. And honestly, sometimes I'm shocked. I wonder how people are actually surviving. And I'm realizing that when it comes to real estate, a lot of this is targeted to people who are non-Jamaicans or returning residents, people who are living in Canada, the US, the UK, for them to then come back and invest in the country, which is good. But at 9%, 12%, might as well I buy another house here. That's crazy. Or it would make more sense for me to buy land and then build the house from scratch. People are jumping into these investments and then becoming house poor. Because once you have that mortgage to cover, utilities to cover, property tax, then you have nothing left and you're just living house poor. I don't think I would ever actually buy a property there and take 10% as my interest rate. No, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm not doing that. On the other hand, I've been out of Jamaica for a very long time. So if you have more information on this, put it in the comment section and let me know. Are the interest rates getting lower or are they getting higher? And I really feel for the residents who are there, who are working minimum wage or working a regular job. Like, how are these people supposed to afford houses with these interest rates? Now, I know you have the NHT program. That's something else. However, having these interest rates, it still holds you down for 30 years. And the prices of some of these properties in Jamaica may seem cheap. They may look cheaper than what we have in America or Canada here, but later down the line, it really doesn't add up. It does eventually cost you more money with such a high interest rate. Anyway, thanks for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for future videos.